political bombshell 2 days before the midterm elections. In his role of Secretary of State, Brian Kemp is accusing the Democratic Party of Georgia of trying to hack the state's voter registration system. Now, it's a move Democrats are calling a political stunt.
That happened the weekend before the election between Brian Kemp and Stacey Abrams, an election that Kemp would go on to win by a razor-thin margin. It was Georgia's closest gubernatorial election in 52 years. And that win came with a lot of help for candidate Brian Kemp from Secretary of State Brian Kemp, who used his position overseeing the state's electoral systems to stack the deck in his own favor through things like voter purges and freezes on new registrations. But nowhere was the abuse of his power more audacious than the grenade he threw into the campaign just a few days before the election, in which his office formally accused Democrats of, quote, a failed attempt to hack the state's voter registration system. Now, even at the time, this seemed a truly outlandish accusation. I mean, think about it for a second. You think the Georgia Democratic Party really tried to brazenly hack the state's election system? But it also seemed outlandish that the Secretary of State would just as brazenly make up such a serious charge just in order to help him win an election. Well, thanks to thorough investigation by the team at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, we now know the whole thing was utter bunk. Quote, no evidence supported the allegations against the Democrats at the time, and none has emerged in the 6 weeks since. In fact, to anyone that watched Kemp attempt to spin his baseless accusation in real time in the normally friendly confines of Fox Business Network, you could have seen the truth right there on his face.
Forgive me, the reason I'm asking is because people are questioning your intent. So if you want to clear that up now, I'm offering you that chance to clear up the intent here, because they're saying there was only concern that it could be hacked, that there's no evidence that there was hacking. Do you have evidence?
Ma'am, I can assure you that the Georgia Bureau of Investigation would not open an investigation unless there was evidence to be looked at.
All right, did you see evidence there was hacking?
We have a duty.
Did you see evidence there was hacking?
Ma'am, we would not open an investigation if we didn't feel like it was warranted. My job as Secretary of State is to have secure access.
Wouldn't answer the question. Here's the worst part. The baseless smear directed at his opponent's party 3 days before the election was undertaken in order to, get this, cover up for Kemp's own manifest incompetence. The fact that the state's voter registration system, which he oversaw, had been left utterly exposed online to hackers. And it wasn't the first group of that kind. In fact, in 2015, his office managed by accident to publicly distribute a trove of confidential information about every single Georgia voter. Nice work. And now he's about to be governor. But there's an enormous asterisk next to his name and his legitimacy. And one step he could take to try to clear that up would be to simply authorize the release of the more than 80 internal emails from the weekend before the election day that the agency is currently refusing to make public. But something tells me this man has a lot more to hide.
Reclaim